The Honourable Member for Edmonton Meadowlark, followed by Calgary McKay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my pleasure to rise today and speak to Motion 507, Aboriginal History and Culture Month, proposed by the member for Lesser Slave Lake. Mr. Speaker, on several occasions I have mentioned that the majority of Albertans and Canadians, me included, have emigrated from other provinces and distant countries. If not us, then our ancestors. I'd just like to tell you a couple of stories. My first day in Canada, I arrived as a 6.5-year-old, and I didn't speak English. I met this young fellow. His name was Sean Baker. He looked like me, and I assumed he was from India. And I started speaking the only tongue that I knew. He looked at me in a very peculiar fashion. It took me to the other fellow who had the same skin complexion as I did, who spoke my mother tongue. And that's when I first came to learn of the Aboriginal peoples of Canada. And the other story I'd like to share with you, the honourable member sitting next to me, the member from Lesser Slave Lake, as fate would have it, my father-in-law actually taught the honourable member next to me 40-some-odd years ago as a social teacher in Peace River. His name is Mr. Singh.
That's right.
And this honourable member, my understanding is this is the first Aboriginal woman elected in Canada, first Aboriginal woman cabinet minister. Now, many Canadians, Mr. Speaker, are recent immigrants encountering the beautiful seasonal prairie climate for the first time. Others have been enjoying the life in Alberta for decades, while more still are descendant of immigrant families who've been arriving for various reasons throughout the centuries. Some in search of adventure and a new life, others escaping what are very difficult and hostile environments. No matter the category or duration of stay, the government of Alberta supports and encourages the presence of immigrants from across the world here in this country and this province. And the value of our positive contributions to Alberta society is recognized and appreciated. But as we all should know, numerous organized communities were established here long before our arrival, before the formation of the province, and yes, even before the influx of the European explorers, adventurers, and pioneers. In fact, the Aboriginal peoples were living here and thriving here for thousands of years prior to the discovery of the so-called New World. Alberta's First Nations have a rich and vibrant history and culture, and while relationships have been strained in the past, currently the government of Alberta and the province's First Nations enjoy a strong collaborative friendship based on mutual respect and honour. Aboriginal political culture is on display here in this building. Perhaps you have noticed that the first statue adorning the rotunda of this legislature is that of Chief Crowfoot, leader of the Blackfoot Confederation, who showed his bravery, prudence and desire for peace by refusing to join the Northwest Rebellion in 1885. Mr. Speaker, the Government of Alberta recognizes June 21st as National Aboriginal Day. On this day, all Albertans can celebrate the unique heritage and culture of First Nations, Métis, Inuit peoples throughout the province of Alberta. However, Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Member of Lesser Slave Lake has put forth a motion which I support wholeheartedly to designate the entire month of June for Aboriginal history and culture. This commemorative month would symbolize the province's acknowledgement of Aboriginal people's historical, present and future involvement in shaping Alberta's spirit. It would be a gesture of friendship between our government and our Aboriginal peoples. By remembering Aboriginal culture for an extended period, we can start changing misconceptions. We can develop a positive rapport and inspire our Aboriginal youth who can give whole communities new hope. On behalf of my family that has had the honour and privilege of landing on Canadian shores 103 years ago, I would like to thank our Aboriginal peoples of Canada for the opportunity to live in the best province and the best country in the world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.